I don't have a PhD. I stand on the shoulders of giants. That's how I see the curvature of the earth. Hello. This is not going to be the video that I had originally planned to do. My originally planned video, I even came up with the title, was going to be laughing at flat earther comments. Now, I was going to do this because I was having a blast today reading the comments. They were all very funny to me. And one guy got very upset. He was very upset that I was calling a portion of my subscribers stupid because I didn't believe something that they believed. Very hung up on that. I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to say that right now. I'm not going to apologize because I tend to treat human beings that I don't know personally. As in, I've seen you or spoken to you, like spoken to you personally. This type thing over the internet, you could be anybody with any motivations. I have nothing to go on. Alright? I don't like just talking to people and developing any level of trust through just that, because you lose a lot of body language when you can't see somebody, right? So if you want me to treat you special, you have to be a person that's actually in my life, right? Not only that, but you have to be a person that is cool with me to that level where I will treat you special. However, there is nobody in my life, nobody, not my father, who I probably regard higher than just about anybody in existence that I know personally. I have idols. What do you want? And they go beyond my dad. I've always found him to be very smart. I've always found him to be very knowledgeable. He's funny. He tells a good story. And he's developed the ability to have a human relationship with me as two people, as two men, as opposed to a father-son relationship wherein he has some sort of control over my life. He's made that turn, he's made that transfer into, okay, he's an adult, and I kind of have to expect that he's not going to fucking just do everything because I like it, right? And I respect him for that, There was a point in which I didn't think that was going to happen. And I respect him for that. My dad's going to absolutely love this, by the way. He watches my videos. So, but yeah, love my dad to death because he's my dad. But even I, with the high regard that I have for my father, have looked him in the eyes and said the words in sequence to him, that's probably the stupidest thing I've ever heard today, and believe me, I've heard a lot. I'm a YouTuber and I read the comments. So, when I say that to somebody, you're hitting a new high bar. It's not like, I haven't really talked to anybody today, that's the dumbest thing I've heard today. No, that means something when I say it to you. My dad knows this about me. And, like, it was interesting, the stunned look on his face when I said it, and then I just kind of went into my thing. And, you know, but, like, I can't, just because you're a subscriber and just because you've been watching a long time and all that sort of thing, like, because you're a subscriber and because you've been watching a long time, like, you pointing that out makes me want to go, really? What have you been seeing this whole time? Because, like, does it really look so different when it's you and not you watching me do it to somebody else? Does it really look that different? That you're that shocked and surprised that you would go, how could you do this? Dude, one of my special things, one of the things that people in my audience constantly praise me about, is that I am unwilling to be bought. I am unwilling to bend. I will not bow to tyranny. This is my channel. And I will run it in the manner in which I see fit. I have an orientation video up. If you haven't watched it, I would suggest you do. In it, you will find out I don't give a shit. You're a subscriber that's been around for a long time, and that's awesome. And I have told you guys throughout how much I appreciate your support. And how when it ends, it'll end. Either because you'll get bored with me and move on with other things, or I'll decide to change my channel again, and you'll not like that and go, and just not watch me again. Or I'll say something that pisses you off, or I'll do something that pisses you off, or any one of a gajillion other fucking reasons as to why you would leave my channel. Some people just grow out of me. Some people dip in and dip out and come back in and come back out. And I hear from them all the time. What's up, Dallas? Hey, I haven't been around for a while. I'm back. What's going on? They're fucking the same thing. Just different shit every day, right? But it's the same thing, right? And you know? And if you've been around so long, you know the deal. This is what I do. I fucking find a soft spot in you guys, and then I poke at it real good and hard. Like, I find the soft spot. It's the first video. And then I with this one, I kind of like affirmed the soft spot because the soft spot was thrown into a completely other video. So I did a video about how annoying it was that everybody went with that shit and talked about that as opposed to the actual fucking topic, which I always do. If you've been around long enough, you know this. And so I kind of affirmed it, and everybody fucking went shit crazy over that video. Just comments like crazy. There's good action going on. So I'm like, well, fuck, this is the stuff that gets you guys going. All right. So then I hit you good and hard. That was the last one, wherein to give you a behind the scenes. Fuck it, roll the thing. All right. So my thought in making that video was, I'm gonna use pure distilled, simple as it gets, just straight, no ice, Fuck the glass even. I just want it straight out of the bottle. Fucking logic. Pure and simple. That was it. That was all I was going to employ. Nothing but pure and simple logic. Just the logic stream. That's all I wanted to use. Questions like, why would they want to cover this up? What is the purpose of it? How could they possibly have so many people involved over such a long amount of time and nobody's blowing the whistle on this shit? Right? Like, things like that. I mean, it's as pure logical as you get. It doesn't get more logical than that. I'm sorry if you disagree. It just doesn't. Like, for every one of you that goes, it's pure logic, there's going to be 5 of them that go, it's pure logic, man. I know, because I've already seen it in the last video, because a lot of people said it was ridiculous what I was saying, and I was asked, and a lot of people were going, dude, just straight fucking logic, I love it. Right? So, that's what I was using. That was my intent. Now, right? That was my intent. Pure straight up logic. So if you disagree, you're disagreeing with the entirety of my intent for making the video. Now, okay. That's fair. Oh, I'm fine with that. Right. You're wrong. That was my intent. It wasn't to fool you. It wasn't to propagate the space lie. This is me trying. Alright. So, alright. A lot of people told me to do my research. Right? That I was hearing that a lot. That I should do my research. Those of you who have been around for a long time know how dangerous of a trap that is that I allow you guys to lay for yourselves. Now, you take this shit for what it's worth, right? This is what I got. Okay? I don't have a diploma. I'm not fucking Thunderfoot, right? I don't. I don't even know what my actual IQ is. So I can't even like brag about that and like throw that in your face. Like, I'm gonna say this number and everybody's gonna go, oh shit, well, okay then. No, yeah, because nobody's gonna dispute that shit at all, right? Like, I can't even have that on an official piece of paper without somebody goes fake. So doesn't fucking really matter. I'm just gonna give you the straight up truth. You can believe me if you wish, because I have no reason to lie to you, or you can not believe me, because you can make up a reason for me to lie to you. I honestly don't care. This is what I got. This is my research, right? It started when I was a child. When I first started to learn about fucking space. I was immediately enamored with it. It fascinated me. The whole thing of it. How it could be there. Where it came from. How the fuck it works. All of it. Classes like that, I loved. Every time we got into that kind of shit in science class, I was all into it. I loved science. Thought science was great. Right? I can't give you fucking proof of good grades in it, because I probably didn't get fantastic grades in it, because I've mostly fucked around. I was one of those people that felt I was smarter than everybody, because I already kind of knew all this shit, because it's just reason and logic. Like, they're teaching you facts, and most facts can just be extrapolated from experience. I'd already had most of these experiences. I was, you know, at various ages in my life, and I had already kind of gone through the process. Because I've always kind of been analytical in that way. I always kind of have had a scientific mind. I'm not satisfied with just knowing something is. I want to know why I know that is. Alright? So, that's my background. Just kind of in general with most things. something that I can show you that's actually tangible is the Secrets of the Universe book. If you're not laughing along with me, it's because you're not familiar with what I am about to show you. Which means you're younger. And that is going to be fun for you. Now, the Secrets of the Universe book. What is it? There were all sorts of these sorts of things for kids. There probably still are today. The one that most people are probably going to remember is the animals. I don't even fucking remember what the hell they were called. But it was these things that you could send away for. And you could get a subscription to it. And what they would send you is a packet of something that was roughly like this. I'm just going to pull one out, right, and just kind of show it to you guys. All right, here's what it is. You got Origins of Life. And then it has, you know, the acid test. And it talks about what the fuck that is. And it says just right. And then it talks about whatever the fuck that is. And then it has a paragraph where it talks about shit. And then you open it up. Right? And look at the pictures. And fucking there's all sorts of things. We got primal soup, amino acids, living cells. And it fucking explains, breaking down shit for kids. I was an adult when I got my subscription for the fucking Secrets of the Universe thing. I was an adult when I was in my 20s when I saw it, and I was like, that's fucking cool. I want that, and I got it. Now they give you, I believe, I don't remember if it was 3 or 5. They give you either 3 or 5 cards. I don't know how many cards this is. It's a lot of fucking cards. Like, I had this subscription to this thing for years. And it worked out really awesome when I had a daughter for a while. She was big into space. And I thought that was awesome because I was big into space. And I had the giant space book. And we would sit and look at the giant space book. Hours. Talk about space, planets, and I explained lies. Hopefully God will forgive me for that. So there's my study. There's my research. Right? Now, that's not it. Right? I always look into this shit. Now, you tell me to do my research. That's assuming a lot. That's assuming that I haven't watched dozens of hours of flat earth videos, because I gotta be honest with you, I find them to be hysterical. I'm sorry. I watch them for entertainment. You watch them as research, right? To you, it's this. This is what that is to you. The flat earth videos, this is what that is to you. This to me is what that is to you. And I understand that. I do. I get that. But you have to understand that this would be entertainment to you. You would read this and get a good chuckle out of it. You have to understand that I see your shit the same way. Alright? I watch it because it's funny. Now, let's talk for a minute about what that means. Right? You're reaching out there. Now, I'm going to tell you honestly. All of this comes because I found a video where it was 3 scientists talking to 3 flat earthers. And they were, you know, talking to them. And they would ask them questions. You know, who believes the earth is flat? And then, you know, like those 3 people would walk up and sit down. And then they would talk about what they thought. And then the scientists came up and sat down. And then they would kind of have a discussion, right? And it was good. I thought it was a very good video. And it was what made me change my mind about how I wanted to do this video. Whether or not I'm actually sticking to that, well, that's up to your perception. But I'm trying, right? So, I'm really trying to climb in you guys' head. And I understand that you're trying to test the boundaries of what is and isn't known. what can and cannot be proven, and what has and has not been proven. Right? And I understand that you guys have seen a whole lot of stuff that makes you question the validity of previously made claims. And I gotta be honest, a lot of those flat earth videos, some of them have really made me go, wow, alright. And then I watch the counter video and I go, oh, okay. Like, you know what I mean? Because call it confirmation biased if you want, but, like, even when you guys make pretty compelling claims, the counter argument is always factual and evidentiary. Like, you guys have a lot of theories and make a lot of claims. And then some scientist goes, no, here's the hard math. And I go, oh. Right? And you guys, when you see here's the hard math, you go, ah, but it doesn't explain. And it's like, no, it does. You don't like the explanation. And, like, I don't know, it gets to be a point wherein I have to question, why are you holding on to it? Is it because, A, you haven't done enough opposition research, or B, you're like pot invested at this point? Like, I don't understand, like, I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around. I can't fathom how you can have a question about something, then fucking see it plain as day in front of you, and not go, oh, well, okay then. Like, you still have an argument. And I watched it. I started watching debunking flat Earth videos, right? And I watched this one video by this guy, and he was like, alright, we're going to talk about the ball, right? And he's like, if you take a camera and point it along the axis of the Earth at the star that it points to, right? Then you fuck with the image and you'll have, a record, right? And a lot of people go, flat Earth, right? Now what he was doing, though, was he was taking, like, 3D models. So here's your ball. Here's where the camera is. Here's the camera's field of view. This line represents the axis. These are fucking stars, right? Now we're pointing at the North Star. We're gonna turn. Do we see this in nature? And then he went to a shot of somebody doing that shit and went, yeah, looks the fucking same, right? And he said, alright, let's take out the dishware. And he brings out, I'm trying, hold on, right? You bring out a flat Earth model. And he puts he says, let's put it on the Earth. And point it along the axis at the star, right? Now let's turn it. Do we see this in nature? No. It never looks like this. Right? And then, like, he flattened it out and warped it to try and get it to look the same, but it still doesn't really look the same. And then he's like, but, what happens if you turn the camera around? And so he turned the camera around and had it pointing south along the axis at the fucking nothing that's there, because there's a star there, right? Pointed at that and said, what do we see if we get it then? And he goes, oh, we see it not only spinning in the opposite direction, but doing the exact same fucking thing. And he's like, so how on a flat Earth model, how could you even get either of these images that I have provided? And I was kind of like, looks good, you know, because that to me is fucking proof, right? Like that to me is fucking proof. I don't know how that's not proof to you. Like I don't understand how you don't see that video, except that you don't see that video. So I have to then wonder, what research are you doing? Are you just researching flat Earth videos and looking at that and doing math with their equations? Because there's been a lot of argument about some of the equations. Somebody brought up the 8-inch drop or whatever the fuck it is. And I looked at it and went, that shit's beyond me, man. I don't know. That's getting into a lot more geometry than I got into. I mostly played pool. You know, so I'm like, that's getting into like curves and parabolas and shit like that, and straight lines and parabolas, not straight lines. And I'm like, all right, look. But one thing that most sources that I found, because I didn't look at flatearth.org for everything, most sources that I found said, this is what flat earthers use. They use this formula. This is incorrect. And then they have the correct formula. And then they do their thing. And I read it, and most of it I kind of understand, and some of it I understand, and some of it is like the equations are just, because I never got into that fucking level of math. That shit was just too much for me. So, hey, I don't know what to tell you. I linked that shit for you, but you can Google, you know, Google like whatever it is, 8-inch per mile or whatever the fuck it was. Like, I just put in 8 inches per mile and it came up with your thing, right? And they were talking about flat earthers and they were fucking talking about that shit. So I was kind of like, man, it sounds like it, right? So Google that, but don't like put flat earth before or after it. Like, just Google that straight out and then just start reading. Like, that's research. Sorry, I'm trying. Like, that's research. That's how you do the research. You look at, you know, you put it in with no other disclaimers, and then you read shit. And then, like, you do the math. And I don't know. It always kind of works out for me. It is, after all, a spitball, but nevertheless, it all kind of, you know, roughly works out for me kind of the way it is. It has a plus or minus to it. It's not an exact science. It's not an exact science. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what the fuck you want from me? Figure it out a better way then. Like, y'all just ask a whole lot of fucking questions, but you don't fucking figure shit out. Like, I don't. All right. So, I don't know. Apparently that's how you do research. You ask a bunch of fucking questions and you don't look for any answers. You just beg people to answer you, and when they do, you say no, it's wrong. I don't know. So, like, this is kind of my frustration. And this is why I kind of go, it's stupid. Because I can't fathom an intelligent person thinking these things. But many of you I've come to learn are intelligent people. And now I question what the fuck I thought before. So, you know what I mean? And it's because of the things you're saying to me. I can't help what you say to me. You're the one that's typing your comments, man. Like, I can't help how I react to it for the camera. But, like, I don't lie. Like, I don't do that shit. I give you my honest reaction. It's what you tell me that you love me for. So, this time, I don't agree with you. And it's because the things that you're telling me are stupid to me. Because I can't wrap my mind around how you don't get it. Like, that's where we're at. And you can't wrap your mind around how I don't get it. Like, I'm sitting here saying all this to you, and I'm wondering how much of it is just mirrored for you? Like, how much of everything I'm saying right now is just reflected in your opinion of me? Like, how much of it are you sitting there going, yeah, I agree with you, but in the exact opposite way? I don't understand how you don't fucking get it. Like, because that's a point wherein we have to go, well, somewhere there has to be fact. Somewhere we have to have some way to figure it out. Right? So, I get it. You've asked a lot of questions now. You've told me to do a lot of research. And you've sent me links and given me keywords. And I've looked into these things. And you know what I've found out? For every video wherein there's somebody asking questions, there's 50 videos with people with PhDs that are answering them. I don't have a PhD. I stand on the shoulders of giants. That's how I see the curvature of the earth.